everybody, Tarad here again. This is part 2 of our ARMA 2 free mission editor, game editor. Yesterday, or in the last video, we created our own map with our own little group of soldiers, and we're going to play that game. But first, we're going to make a couple of changes by going back into the editor. So go to single player, go to the editor. Make sure that's the map. That's the map we used. And now we'll want to load up the scenario we did yesterday. Remember, we called that Nort's template. And we'll load that mission. We'll zoom in by rotating the mouse wheel. Now, two things we want to do before we go into the game and play it. This module down here at the bottom, that's the SecOps manager. That's the manager that creates all those secondary missions that we kept getting interrupted with. We're going to delete that just for now. You can put that back in later on. We're going to delete it because we kept getting too many interruptions with secondary missions being given to us. Our primary missions are going to be handled by the warfare module here. We'll keep that in. Now, the second change we want to make is we want to put in a tank group with us. Remember, this is a huge map, and the enemies more than likely going to have some tanks with them. So we're going to add in one tank group. Off to the right hand side, just select groups, double click, make sure it's ours, and we go down to armor, and it's a tank platoon that we want. And when we zoom in on that, we see we got the tank. We'll spread them out a little bit just so you can see all the blue lines leading up to the one tank, because that's the highest ranking officer. If he gets killed, then the next highest rank takes over. Now, rather than having to drag and synchronize this group with all these individual modules off to the left, what we're going to do is have this tank commander take orders from this group, and he'll automatically be synchronized up with all those modules. The first thing we want to do is make sure that this guy is a higher rank. We'll give him a field promotion of captain. Okay, and we're going to demote this guy from captain down to lieutenant. And over on the right hand side, we'll go groups, and we group them with that team leader. Now you notice he's taking orders from them. That means we broke him off with this group here. So the next highest ranked guy is now taking over. But we want everybody to take orders. So we can either drag on him and group him with that, or just group him with the closest member of that group, and it'll automatically join up. Okay, so the only change we made was removing that SecOps module and adding in these tanks to help support us. Now we'll want to make sure we save the template. Okay, that way if we need to make any more changes, we come back in and it's all set up for us. And we want to save it into the game that we're going to play. Save. And we want to export to single missions. Okay. So now let's go play the game. So just as if you just started up the game, this is the main menu. We'll go to single player. We'll go to scenarios, and there's Nort's template. We just finished changing. We don't want to resume because we made changes. We want to restart. Yes, we want to restart. And we'll just keep it on recruit level. And remember, when it first starts up, it's going to ask us who we want to vote to be in charge of our army. We're just going to select the AI so we can stay in the background and go out in the field and have some fun. Select the AI, the command. And we'll close out of there. I'm going to run way over here where it's a little bit more quieter. There's tanks.
Headquarters deployed.
Okay, as you can hear, sound is also directional. So if I turn towards them, I can hear them more better. If I turn away, a lot better. So we have the two APCs. If I roll my mouse wheel right now, I don't have any options to buy any soldiers yet. We've got to wait for the barracks to be built. I'm just going to sit over here and wait patiently.
Barracks constructed.
And remember, these are all the soldiers and the 4 tanks that we wanted to be on our side. They appear here because we synchronized them up with the warfare module.
Light vehicle supply constructed.
Okay, so now I can buy soldiers. So I rotate my wheel down, buy units. I'm going to take out 1 APC. I only have enough money for about 2 soldiers right now. So I'm going to man it up. 3 crewmen, commander, driver, and gunner. I'm going to want a medic just in case I get injured. So got a foreman. And a rifleman to protect my butt because they're cheap. That'll deplete my funds. So they're all built. Notice as they're built, they appear down in your command line. You being the number 1 guy, and so on and so forth all across. Those are there. They'll come over and join you. Ours will be the troops with the green diamonds on them. I want to differentiate between my APC crew and the guys that I'm going to want out in the field with me whenever I dismount. How I do that, you'll notice there's a number associated with each member of my team. That number corresponds with your function keys on your keyboard, such as number 2 there. I push F2, it gets highlighted. F3, F4. So those are my crew members. Once a new menu showed up on the left, I'm going to scroll my mouse wheel down to where it says team. I'm going to assign them color.
2, 3, 4. Team red.
And notice their numbers change to red, so I can just glance down there and see which soldiers I want to grab to come with me, which ones I want to keep with the APC. Now how I get into the APC, I just point myself at a vehicle, and you notice a little icon shows up underneath my sight. If I roll my mouse wheel, it'll show all the options I have. I can get in as a driver, commander, gunner, or ride in the back. I'm just going to ride in the back. Okay, so I'm inside. Nice and quiet in here. I'm going to tell my crew to get in. F2, F3, F4. And I'll tell them, make sure my mouse is pointing at this vehicle, otherwise I'll tell them to join it, get in a different vehicle. So I'll tell them to get in.
Team red, get in. APC.
So they're going to man it by the driver, the gunner, and the commander's seat.
Waiting, ready.
I'm going to tell the rest of my crew to jump in with me. 5, 6, 7. Get
Team
in.
white, board, APC.
Roger.
Now jump in with us.
Ready for order. Ready. Standing by.
Okay, and you notice we got spots for 2 more soldiers. The APCs will carry a crew of 9. That's including the crew, yourself, and 4 more soldiers, 5 soldiers. Okay. Now you see the scenery isn't all that great in here. If I want to take a third-person view, just hit the Enter key in your number pad off to the right of your keyboard. Just tap your Enter key there, right-handed Enter key. And you're now using your mouse to look around in third-person view. Sit back inside where it's a little bit more quiet. If you want to look at your map to see where you are, just tap your M key. And you can zoom in by rotating the mouse wheel. So we're here at headquarters. You will show up as a green dot with a red circle around you. It's hard to tell because we're inside a vehicle at the moment as well. Up to the top left are tasks that are assigned to us, or our missions. Right now we're assigned to capture that village. If we want to see what the other missions are, maybe we want to capture that village later, just double click on those. It'll show us where they are. Double click on that one. That's there. And if I want to select that as my next mission, all I got to do is see over here along the top. I just got to select Set as Current Task. And it'll change the icon into a gold instead of just the exclamation mark. But we'll go back to our main mission that's assigned to us first. And that's that village there. Now there's 2 ways to tell my people to move. I can select them all by selecting the button to the left of your 1 key. So across the top of your keyboard you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way across with your backspace at the far right. Or the far left is that key with the funny wavy line on it. Select that and you notice I just selected all of my crew. Move my mouse wheel on the new menu. And I can click anywhere on the map and they'll move there. So if I go like that.
All move 200 meters east of Petrovka.
Move 200 meters of Petrovka.
That's the APC commander relaying the order to the driver. So get into the map. That's not the APC. As you can see, we can't see much out of these little tiny windows. So I'm going to peek out third person view. Now other options you have is if you hit your backspace button, a new menu will pop up. Select all of your soldiers. And these are all the different commands you can give for information that you can pass on. We're going to tell our people to engage at will.
All engage at will.
And if we do get out of the APC, hit my backspace and notice there's a number beside it, formation. I can either go into my backspace and then select formation, or just hit my 8 key and that menu will pop up. So if we get out, I want to go into the
formation.
Standing by.
Okay, so we're already hearing some battle going on. I'm going to tell my troops to dismount, just in case we get hit with something.
Team White, dismount.
Roger. Waiting.
I'm going to get out.
Ready. Waiting. Waiting. Now run.
Okay, so they notified us of the status defense up ahead. They're close enough, they're attacked. Just going to the map, then, that's what they gave us. Select all your troops and tell them to call to attack.
Attack, static defense.
I'm on it.
And they'll attack that on their own. If they're not within firing distance, then they'll move to someplace where they can take up the firing position. Z is lay down, X is crouch, and C is stand up. You can find all of that out just playing around.
Enemy man. Wait, in front of us.
I want to take over this base because I'll show you how the menu changes. Oh, somebody spotted me. So I can hide behind a tree. If I want to peek out, I just tap my E button,
Target eliminated.
tap my W button, and I'll peek out. I want to hold my head there, just double tap it, and I can look in there. Just tap my E button again, and I'll go back to normal. Okay, so it sounds like we took out the static defense guy. So I'm going to have all my troops move up and attack that soldier there.
All, attack that man.
Copy. Enemy man. Way. To our front. Move out.
And you could hear somebody talking off to my right. That was the other unit talking to their crew. We're almost out of earshot distance of that. That's why you can hardly hear them. Somebody is
Going.
up there.
All, get back!
Roger.
I'm going to tell everybody to regroup on me. And the phone, I can crawl forward a bit. That's our ABC. Trying to go after that soldier. Select all of my men. And roll up and tell them to
All, halt!
stop. Get back here and help protect me. I'll tell them to regroup.
All, form on me!
Roger.
Go in my standing position. And you'll notice on the screen, the area that we got to capture is highlighted. And you'll notice across the top of the screen, just like capturing a flag, that green bar is going to be going down. The more troops that we got around that objective. And once we take control of it, we'll get there. Now there are civilians here. You don't want to shoot them. And there's civilian vehicles here, so if your vehicle gets destroyed, you can steal these vehicles. And every time you take an objective, the game will save.
Control capture.
Soldiers there. Now you can go up to a dead soldier or one of your soldiers. Just point them at him. Point at him. Push your G button. You get to see what he's carrying on him. If he has something that you need, such as grenades or something, all you got to do is select the item and move it over to what you have. On the right is what I already have. Along the left is what he has. So if I want this frag grenade, I just gotta put them over there like that. Put that down. Okay, you'll find out all this by playing around. I'm going to run over here to the space that we just took. It's nice and quiet. I'm going to tell all my troops to stop whatever they're doing and regroup on me.
All, regroup!
Roger.
So they'll come and find me. So now if I rotate my mouse wheel, the option to buy units shows up. if I click on that, it's not actually buying units. But this is where you can repair, rearm, and refuel your vehicle. And if you are a little bit injured, then you can heal here as well. If all your team got killed and your vehicle got destroyed, you can actually bring in an empty HM3W. There's no sense in wasting money on that when all you got to do is steal that tractor over there or any vehicle in town. And any of these capture points that we take show up with a blue square around it with these 2 green and 2 red octagons underneath. That's where we can refuel and everything. Now, one of my soldiers is wounded, so I'm going to tell him to come over here. F7.
7. Move. 50 meters. North.
Solid copy.
Tell him to move there, and I'm going to bring my medic over. Tell my medic to move here.
5. Move. 50 meters. 2 out. Front.
Roger.
Tell everybody else.
2, 3, 4, 6. Stop.
That's a supply truck on the other side of that burning vehicle that he crashed into. And you notice in my upper right hand corner, every time a supply truck drops supplies off at a base that we capture, we get paid. That's how we make money.
Awaiting orders.
Every time we capture somebody,
No can do.
every time we capture a base, we get paid for that as well. Where is 5? So all I gotta do, he's injured. So I'm gonna tell 5, select 5 with F5. Just hold my swipe over top of the wounded soldier. And you'll notice heal rifleman shows up at the top now. Click on that.
5. Heal.
Roger.
He'll go over and apply first aid bandages.
Waiting.
Notice all the blood disappeared on him. He's all bandaged now. Stand up. And he's good to go. Okay, so I'm going to tell my APC to move over here. And the easiest way to do that is F3.
3. Move. 50 meters. 2 out. Front.
Oscar Mike.
I'm back here.
Three. Move. 50 meters. 2 out. Front.
Roger.
So he's going to move over there. Once I have him moved over there, I'm going to load everybody up. But that's the basics. And for map, you can play around with all the options in here, see what they do. Just took over our first option. It shows up green now. Took it over. White is the next one.
Standing by.
That's a good idea. So F2, F3, F4. Get
Team
out.
Red. Dismount.
Roger.
That way they'll
Wait.
shut off the engine and it'll be a little bit quieter.
Standing by.
Alrighty, so we can carry on with the next mission.
Ready for orders.
And as you see, there's all sorts of options to play with. This is a huge map. And if I go hit my escape key, it'll pause the game. And I can either save it there. If I hit my escape key, I can revert back to a previously saved point or to restart the mission. And that's the basics of playing the game that we just created on the previous video. Any comments on what you want to see next, whether it's in ARMA 2, down below there are some links ARMA 2 free, and the module editor help hints, and keep having fun.